Nashina Shantu Yanti Sarvakilvishayi Bhujyate Tiritaghang Papa Ye Pachanti Atmakaranat Anyad Bhavanti Bhutani Varjanyad Anna Sambhava Janya Yagya Karma Samudbhava Mano Mokum Bhyaksharam Samudbhavam Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahma Nityam Yagni Pratishthitam Evam 15 verses. Bah, तो क्यों नहीं today?
Should we read the English?
Huh?
Should we read the English?
Oh, your English will be different from this English. Acha, now,
Yeah.
Acha, you go on, read it.
What page do we start again?
210.
210. Okay.
Arjuna said, if it is held by you, O Janardhan, that knowledge is superior to action, why then do you, Keshava,
Acha, give me one.
on me
Acha, give me one.
action?
Take another book then. Yeah, page 211.
211.
Yeah.
With these
Arjuna
perplexing
said, huh?
Yeah, Arjuna said is over.
Okay. With these perplexing words, you are as it were confusing my comprehension. Tell me with certainty the path by pursuing which I may get at the Supreme.
The Blessed Lord said,
The twofold path was given by me, O sinless one, to the world in the beginning, the path of knowledge and the discerning, the path of work to the active. Man gains no action by abstaining from activity, nor does he rise to perfection by mere renunciation.
None can ever remain
Really actionless even for a moment, for everyone is helplessly driven to action by the gunas born of Prakriti. That deluded man is called hypocrite, who sits controlling the organs of action, but dwelling in his mind on the objects of the senses. But he excels, O Arjuna, who restraining the senses by the mind, unattached, directs his organs of action to the path of work. Engage yourself in obligatory work, for action is superior to inaction. And if inactive, even the mere maintenance of your body would not be possible.
The world is
Bound by actions other than those performed for the sake of Jagna. Do therefore, O son of Kunti, earnestly perform action for Jagna alone, free from attachment.
Having created man,
Aste slow. Let's chant together. Having created man in the beginning together with the Jagna, the Prajapati said, by this shall you propagate, this shall be the milk cow of your desire. Cherish the devas with this, and may those devas cherish you. Thus cherishing one another, you shall reap the supreme good.
cherished by
Jagna, the devas shall bestow on you the enjoyments you desire. A thief verily is he who enjoys what is given by them without returning them anything. The good who eat
the remains of yajna
are freed from all sins, but the sinful ones who cook food only for themselves, they verily eat sin.
from
Food become. From rain is food produced. From Jagna,
rain proceeds.
Jnana is born of karma.
No
No karma to have reason from the Vedas, and the Veda from the imperishable. The all-pervading Veda is therefore ever centered in Jagna. Today, who else can come? Nobody. I think today is a day, lean day.
Told Joes, but he always forgets.
Joe.
He always forgets.
Yeah. Tired maybe. Tired maybe. Tired of old age.
Yeah.
Verse number 18.
18, no? Okay. So last verse was that Vasudeva, Parayuga, Veda. All Vedas are nothing, but it is all talk about the Vasudeva. That was the last one, yes.
No, actually, we read 18.
The Vedas have Vasudeva as their subject matter. Veda, Vasudeva is Makha, means all the sacrificial rites. They are dedicated there. Veda para yoga, all the yogas people perform. The end is this Vasudeva. And then Vasudeva para Kriya, all actions, activities, ceremonies. Vasudeva parang jnanam, all knowledge. Its ultimate knowledge is the knowledge. And the spiritual science of self-knowledge is devoted to Vasudeva. And all jnanam, and all tapaha, austerity, and all dharma, all righteousness, and all gati, the end and the goal. And then the mind of man under the sway of passion, greed will not attain to the real lasting peace through the restraint of the senses and the other practices of Raja Yoga as it will through the service of the Lord with loving devotion, the glory of the devotion. Your path of jnana, or the restraint means control. Raja Yoga path can lead you to God, but it is much easier if you follow the path of bhakti. That is the meaning. Now, bhakti yogena manasi, bhakti yogena manasi, shamyak pranihite amale, shamyak pranihite male, apashyat purushang purnam, apashyat purushang purnam, mayam cha tad upasrayam, mayam cha tad upasrayam. So bhakti yogena manasi sammak pranihite amale. That when bhakti yogena, by practice of bhakti yoga, কি হচ্ছে manasi sammak pranihite amale. When mind is totally absorbed in prakrishtana nihita. Nihita means embedded, pierced through into the bhakti. Amala. Amala means that stainless. Apashyat purushang. Then one can have the vision of Purusha, perception of the Purusha. What? Purnam. That Purusha who is Purna, who is the full or total. That is the ultimate total. Purnang mayan chatadupasrayam. Mayan and the Maya, what is the Prakriti and the Prakriti as dependent. That means you see that Brahman or you see Krishna and his Maya, the whole world is Maya. He is the Parama Purusha and this whole world as if Dasi. That's why in a sense Maya tar Dasi. Dasi means is a the boss is Krishna, and Maya, the Shakti, is her, and devoted, what you call, devoted uh,
Follower.
follower, devoted follower. Whatever the boss says, she does. So she has no ego of her own. So this is one way of matching the Parama Purusha and the Prakriti. Here, Prakriti is the power, but it is Vasudev's power, Krishna's power, Narayana's power. Eh? And Narayan does not do anything. Thakur also gave the example. You see, the man, gentleman in an old traditional house, the Purusha, the boss, the house chief, he sits in one place. And big ceremony is going on. The Shashuri, the mother-in-law, she is the total charge of activities. So it's going on. And everything is going on under her supervision. And Ramakrishna said she is coming occasionally and reports to the master. Oh, this is done, that is done, and this is going to be done, that is going to be done. And again gets engaged. So Ramakrishna said probably this idea that Purusha he does not do much, but in his presence, his authority, as if the Prakriti works as Purusha wanted. In human life, it will not happen. If you say something, other person will not be able to follow that totally. But in this cosmic play, it says, Purusha, the consciousness, does not do himself anything. Every activity is done by Prakriti. In Vedanta also, Brahman does not do anything. Everything is done by Maya. And Maya does not do, but it appears. In Vedantic term, it appears. And Bhakti school or Sankhya school will say, Prakriti does everything. Purusha does not do anything. He is the conscious force behind everything, conscious, unmanifest power. And Prakriti is doing everything, the whole, and Prakriti does with the three gunas, and the whole world is a play of the three gunas going on under the guidance of the Prakriti. So here, the same.
As per them also, Prakriti is Jada. Then how can they say it is doing?
No, under the close touch. Prakriti is Jada, but Prakriti is also in eternal entity, two entities.
Correct.
Husband and wife, two entities.
But Prakriti being Jada cannot do anything.
But that's why the proximity is necessary. Because of the Purusha. Purusha is sitting. He wanted, they have discussed before, hey, we want to do this, okay, you'd start.
So are they saying that Prakriti is, so there is Purusha and then there is Prakriti. And then there is a borrowed consciousness from Purusha in Prakriti.
It is like,
because of which is doing something.
Thakur's example, remember, it is not, everything is borrowed. Or you can say it is his wish. Borrow means what? His wish, his conscious. A rich person sitting in his own home, no? Our phone says, okay, arrange for a big celebration. Will be 1,000 people will go. A rich guy organize one thing, that some celebration. But that order is given, and he sits in his own corner, and his main power, say his main assistant, he is found doing all these things, bringing this, ordering this way, that way, organizing garland, decoration, everything. Chairs are set, a banquet is created like that. Everything is going on, but he does not do anything. And in a sense, he does. Without his command, this sense will nothing.
But
Will.
giving a command is doing something.
Nothing. No, that is not doing it. Says the Vedanta says, Sankhya says contact. Like the contact. The heat is there, and you being the bowl with potatoes and rice and everything, and then it starts working, jumping. You see the jumping. What is doing? Jumping. Take out the fire. Two entities are different. Fire is fire. Pot with its container is another thing. Prakriti Vikriti. And now just in contact. If the contact is not there, no creation.
But in that case, we will not say that the water is cooking the
Foolish.
We will say the fire is cooking. Still.
But that you are intelligent, you are saying. But most of the fools, children, they say, oh, see the potato is jumping. We see the jumping of potato. Who sees consciousness behind? You say, oh, Nitin did this. Okay, I went there. I talked like that. I made this. Who knows how the eye is functioning? We fools, like a children, babies, we see the function of the jumping of the potatoes and this as if by their own power. But actually, without this contact, potato will remain potato, water will remain water. It will not be burning, it cannot boil, it cannot jump, it cannot steam, nothing is possible. So this is the sense of the Shankha philosophy. And here is making more concretized. The Sankhya philosophy may be more concretized. Krishna is the Narayana, he is the original Parama Purusha, Supreme Purusha, Purushottama, Uttama Purusha, Uttama Purushastvanne, Paramatma iti, Obhidhiyatanaki, and Gita. Uttama Purusha, Purusha Uttama. This consciousness, that is cosmic level for Uttama Purusha, Anne. But Vedanta will say, he also says Paramatma. The same thing, entity Paramatma. That how, say, that is the power. And this Prakriti is like a very devoted wife or devoted. Here, Prakriti means the feminine gender. That is the way it has been expressed. Probably to make people understand that this is the way a good family runs, no? Where there is coordination and whatever they work together. Work together, not he may not be the doing directly, but through the agency of Prakriti, he does everything. Bhakti yogena manasi sammak pranihite amale. Vyaso says it is the self-sufficiency of bhakti yoga in the sacred words of Sutta. Sutta is the commentator. Sutta, you remember the Sutta was the person who was watching the statement. Parikshit putting question, Shuka giving answers, and Shuta was observing. When ultimately he was departing, the Parikshit will now die, the snake will come and bite. Then everyone was worried. Then the sages then approached the Shukadev. This treasure, this wisdom which you told 7 days, will it be all lost? Then he said, no. Here in this audience I find that man, his name is Sutta. He has incredible memory like tape recorder. He will be able to recite it as it is, I have said. Both sides, as like Krishna Arjuna speaking, and the commentary or statement, like commentary of the football games, what you call, commentator. Yes, commentator. He says, oh, this party did that, that man is running with the ball, and this man is. He is doing nothing. He is only saying what is happening. So here also, Krishna said this. This response came, person who is putting question. So it is the Sutta or Sutta. How is Sutta saying? What say? It is Vyasa has given. What Shukadeva has said means it is coming from Vyasa.
Vyasa has worked on both Bhagavatam and Brahma Sutra, and Jnanamarga, both scriptures. Shuka didn't do any work on Jnanamarga.
No, it is not his work, but it is the what you have heard that he related.
It is commentary on Jnanamargi, a Bhakti Margi commentator, right? He was not Jnanamargi commentator.
Okay. Shuka, I do not know. Shuka is the son of Vyasa. Yeah. He is ever born free. The free from all Maya. So I do not know whether you'll call it Bhakti or Jnana.
Because his work is mainly Bhagavatam. He didn't do anything Brahma Sutra and all this.
No. This Shuka also what he says, he is not saying anything. He is Vyasa Prasadat Shutovan etat. By the grace of Vyasa, the Shuka has listened from his father. And that it is a story after story. In between the story, another story. So it is not actually.
It's not original work of Shuka. Vyasa who told Shuka, and Shuka is now communicating.
So
with
that's why Vyaso they are writing.
But no, what I was trying to say that his name is associated with one scripture and that is Bhakti scripture. No Jnanamargi scripture. His father work was more extensive.
Vyaso, I don't
Shuka
know.
was born free.
So you cannot say Bhakti or Jnana, he was liberated, born with the liberated.
Yeah, Bhakti and Jnana are paths to freedom. Once you are already free, then what Bhakti, what Jnana path? There is no path. You are already there.
No, that Thakur is also, but he, for example, his work was to combine the harmony, and then that is why.
Thakur was here for an example for teaching people and showing them by example. Shuka was just free.
The teacher.
He was not really born to be a teacher, I think. He's just living a free life. And
He was
look to his life. And
that's why it is said Shukadev was roaming free, without anything. So like a child, naked child roaming around. And that is the description in the Bhagavat also. So he used to Balakilleddal. The Brahmagyanis find joy living with the innocent children. He's no meaning, no purpose, he is not formed in. Vyaso has a plan. Vyaso has to write this.
Because Vyasa was also the Jnana avatar.
That was he was born to do certain purpose.
And Shuka, just his life itself is probably.
I think so. I do not know much of Shuka. You can see if anything is found in any resource. Google or others can say something.
So now, like, we cannot say Google teaches everything. Google is just reproducing what other people
say prathame suta vakyam. Here in this prathame narada vakyam. This book is with a commentary. So this book has all the Sanskrit commentary of Vishnu Puri.
And
in English translation of that, it is the main verse, and also this translation also given. This is very for a deep study that can help us. It is according to Vishnu Puri, and this book what we are reading
is just
Bhagavat translated by verse translated by our Swami. But why it is called Vishnu Puri? Vishnu Puri is collection. The same verses, only translation is given by Tapasyananda Swami. And this is more orthodox, that is the tradition. But here it says that this verse is Prathame Shuta Vakyam. Atrapi Bhakti Reva Phalam Iti Atra. Here also, note it is narrated that the bliss of the sight of Vishnu was attained by Vyasa, who had followed Narada's advice, and Narada had communicated to him to his own spiritual experiences as the result of his devotion to Vishnu. Maya is personified as Lakshmi in constant attendance of Narayana. That's why it is called Mother Lakshmi. Always the concept of Vishnu devotees, the Narayana is in his own Vaikuntha Loka, and always you'll find Mother Lakshmi is serving the Narayana. So that is the concept. So in that sense, it is said that the servant idea means it is a dedicated and what it comes every time address book source synchronizer wants to use the iCloud keychain. Please enter the keychain in password. It comes every time we open it. Okay, so Bhakti Yogino Vyasa says what he says: attain to the perception of the Supreme Purusha and of Prakriti as dependent on him, with his mind made steady and pure by the practice of communion through loving devotion. It is not very, I don't understand much here. This book says his mind his mind being purified. কিভাবে? How it is purified? By bhakti yoga and by devotion. Vyasa perceived this presence of the Lord, the perfect being, and also his power, Maya, in attendance on him. No more explanation. Did you get anything?
There is not much to explain in that. It's
Not
just saying that Vyasa attained
To
the
perception,
highest
perception of the Supreme Purusha, Vyasa attained to how? And of Prakriti as dependent on him. This is the perception that Supreme Purusha and the Prakriti. How? With his mind steady and pure by the practice of communion through loving devotion.
Because he developed devotion in his mind. Through that devoted mind, clean, clear mind, he attained the perception of Supreme Purusha, and also he understood what the Prakriti is, because the Prakriti is dependent on Purusha.
Okay. That means the glory of the Prakriti.
Yeah. Glory of the Bhakti.
Bhakti.
I thought Karma Yoga purifies the mind.
Bhakti Yoga also. Everything is Chitta Shuddhi. Jnana Yoga Charcha, that's also Chitta Shuddhi. What else? There is nothing in spiritual life but Chitta Shuddhi. And Chitta Shuddhi means mind is pure. How the mind can be pure? Selfless work. That's it. Karma Yogi will say that is only. We read that in the today's chant. Karma Yogi, by karma, selfless karma, you will attain. You remain idle. That will not give you liberation. You have to get it like this. So, Bhakti Yoga, by Bhakti, Chitta will be purified, mind, the dust and dirt will be clear.
That will include the chanting of the mantra too.
Mantra, Bhakti, all, even Jnana Yoga, what? It is dross of the mind, the confusion of the mind to be clean. That's the all sadhana means that. Each path has its own glory.
The
But
neti purifies the mind a lot.
Yeah.
It removes the attachment.
attachment and also understanding its material nature, changing nature. So it fits to the mindset of someone. So every path is purification. So it is okay. Now, Kopila on the nature of the highest form of devotion. Now, he is saying, Vyasa said this. Now, Kopila. Tritiye Kopila Deva Matarang Prati. So what is saying now? I got it. Prathame Narada Vakyam. Narada Rishi said, first verse, the verse number 18. What we read, what 18 said, we have read it.
Why devotion is superior.
Yeah, that is the. It says that the mind of a man under sway of passion and greed will not attain to the real and lasting peace through the restraint of the senses by your Raja Yoga or the service Karma Yoga, but only by the loving devotion. Acha, this is Narada Rishi said. Then what he said? Vyasa said this. What Vyasa said? The Bhakti Yogena, now we read the verse number 19. Bhakti Yogena Manasi attain to the perception of the Supreme Purusha and Prakriti as dependent. Two things to know. Vyasa says you need two things. One, that Supreme Purusha is there and his attendant is the Prakriti. Knowing this type of relationship with his mind made steady and pure by perfect communion to the loving devotion, that is the highest. So, glorification of the. Now,
I
third.
think it is connected with the number 18, because number 18 is saying like that through Raja Yoga you cannot attain that, and the Raja Yoga of the Sankha is talking about Prakriti and
Kopila Sankhaka. Now Kopila saying, what Kopila says, now we are reading. Kopila on the nature of the highest form of devotion. What he says? What we are reading now, the 20 and 21 together. Devanang gunalinganam anushabika karmanam Satta evaikamanaso vritti swabhaviki tuya animitya bhagavati bhakti siddher gariyashi jarayati ashuya kushang nigirnam analo yatha. Nigirnam analo yatha. Analo means fire. So what it says, when the powers of the organs of knowledge as also of those of actions manifest as a unified mental mode directed towards the Supreme Being, it is spontaneous like an instinct and devoid of any extraneous incentive. That state of mind is called bhakti to the Lord. This is a definition also. Kopila says, what is bhakti? Bhakti is that single-mindedness, the one-pointed mind, single-mindedness with which a man directs towards the Vishnu his all senses that have been purified by the performance of Vedic sacrifices. Somebody has performed many Vedic rituals. By that way, their mind has become purified. So he says the single mindedness with which a person can direct towards the Lord Vishnu. What to direct? His senses that have been purified. The senses always, our senses are what you call not pure because it sees it like a fly. It sees some good thing. It also goes to the some fly sits on the what you call uh, on some honey and also some filth. It is not like bee. Bee always goes to check on and sits on what? Flower or honey, something. No? Not filth. So that's why pure mind always goes to God. It enjoys the bliss of God. So he is talking about that when the single mindedness, mind will be single. Why our mind is not single? It goes to 100 things here and there and there and there. Once it has found some taste, even it is not found some taste, but again it goes. I am a diabetic. I don't take sweets. But when sweets come, what happens? My tongue becomes so watery. So this is the thing. That means it is not that I am willing, but it is so much habit and it has got connection. So senses are not purified. And the senses are purified. Look at Sri Chaitanya. When he is in ecstasy, in that someone put some sugar in the tongue. And it become like you put sugar in this paper, like a dry leaf. It didn't create any sensation there. Sweet, even the sugar is put in the tongue. It has not reaction like us. So that is the pure mind. The parallel example. I rejected maybe. I'm not eaten for a long time, but still when I see it has such potential power that it creates some association. That is the mind is still hankering for that in a subtle way. Gross I have given away, but my mind says it's good if I could have get something. So this is the subtle way. But bhakti, practicing bhakti, their mind becomes so pure that it has become one pointed for the love of God. Ramakrishna said, the Sati Nakshatra, the water will, the what is that?
Oyster.
Oyster. Oyster comes from the bottom of the ocean and floats, and comes to the surface. The whole ocean is full of water. He is not interested in it. He waits for one drop of Swati Nakshatra. When that auspicious water comes at a particular satellite, star connection, at that auspicious moment one drop comes from, and he takes that and closes the mouth and goes deep and makes it a pearl. So, one pointed, water everywhere. That Rama's example, there was a Pompa lake, and there was a crow, and the crow was devoted to Rama. He is so thirsty, and the lake is Pompa lake, but he is repeating the name of Rama all the time in such a way, repeating. He cannot taste the water, thirsty. Stop Rama's name. It's impossible. So he could not drink the water even one moment, stopping the name. It has become so spontaneous. That's the one pointedness. It has come to that far that the তৃষ্ণায় ছাতি ফেটে যাচ্ছে. The heart is breaking out of thirst, but could not taste a drop of water because one pointedness for Rama's name.
But there is something called mental chanting also. I mean, he can just chant in his mind.
That is a different. Here, example is to be taken to prove that one pointedness.
So the one
That's-
mental chanting, even better example is that brother disciple is touching you and then you can have your lunch. You know that story, no?
Lunch?
No.
That Shivananda Swami was doing that japa at all time, then he wouldn't have his food, and then he adds that one of his brother disciple, if he keeps touching me, then I can have my food. Then that's how he was having lunch, food, and he's one of his brother disciples. Because he was also very pure and always taking the name. So then he is taking the name. So then he is touching me, so I can have food. So it is not even mental. You can have like.
So who was it in the food? The brother disciple or him?
Him, because he was doing severe
Japa.
austerity, yeah, constantly doing japa, so he was not coming for food at all. So then they say that he has to have food, right? So then he said that okay, I can come and like have food. Stop that time. If one of his brothers, I don't remember the name, if he keeps touching me, then he would keep touching him, and that time he would finish his food.
Meaning that's a different aspect. And as you said, Ajapa, you need not have tongue, need not have to move. That's a different. That's a different thing. It goes without utterance. No, that's why japa. There are different systems of japa. Japa with tongue movement. So if you practice japa with tongue movement, then when you talk, you cannot do japa. Then you can go throat movement.
What is that?
Throat movement.
No tongue.
With no tongue, এখনই করুন না, only ভাবুন এখানে throated করছেন. But now that also throat movement, but it can go to deeper. No movement, mind. See, you can do now. Remember the mantra mentally. No tongue, no throat. That's why it is said that it should be so spontaneous that it will go deeper and deeper like that, and it will go on into. And then whether your hand works, whether you shout, whether you work,
Or with
internally
breathing
that will
also,
go.
if
Huh?
it is tuned with breathing,
Yeah.
breathing in, breathing out, and then that is how.
But certain words are much easier to do mental, and certain words are much harder.
Not the
Certain
beginning.
words automatically there is
No, now at the beginning, but their practice, such intense practice, they say it becomes spontaneous. See, all our even breathing, it is spontaneous. But how it happened, God knows, because of the lungs and system, heart pumping like that. But it has become so spontaneous, we do not know. All the nervous system acting, it is becoming involuntary. I do not know. I am talking, but what is mechanism going on? I do not know. It has become so one with the system,
that's the autonomous nervous system.
autonomous nervous system. But that, if you say a person falls sick and he has to restart his system. Some people, language training, again, he forgot something happened in the memory, stroke or something. And they're again taught to teach again how to utter word, how to distinguish things. That's it. Now in the medical science it has come. So that means one time it may be forgotten, but it can be made voluntary to involuntary. It's spontaneous without effort.
But one question I have about ajapa. It's like ajapa is going on, just some japa is going on in the background is not as meaningful as you
Now you are
concentrate.
now you are thinking. But when you start practicing, you do mantra and this meaning together. And if you intensify, it is not for superficial people talking. It is those who have practiced the first stage with meaning and this mantra, emphasizing every letter and then absorbing that and intense, that goes deeper and deeper. So the meaning and this thing continuously flow. That's why Holy Mother said, Siddhi by
So what my
japa.
point was is the meaning and
Automatically
the mantra
will
is
come.
automatically flowing.
Automatically flow.
That means mind is fully focused on that.
99% not, because you are working in the world, your certain percentage will be in the body, but major part will be inside. Like a toothache. People have the toothache and also they can function, they can work, no? They can
But
talk.
we forget about the toothache when we are working.
That's for us. But when toothache is toothache,
Yeah.
and then you cannot forget.
No, I'm saying if we have some pain in body,
sometimes you will forget.
And we are engaged in some activity, we tend to forget that pain in the body.
For the moment, but it will come back. It is there already underground. But when the intensity of the work little reduce, it will start. The mind is mind. How much intensely you are maybe momentarily engaged. Say Ramakrishna sometimes talking to the devotees and singing and chit-chatting, someone's joking. That time he is not in the same mood as he is in the samadhi state, intensity. But intense mood when he goes, you see the whole environment vibrates differently. And the same when he comes down to the little, its intensity is there, not that intensity. And that intensity, Rakhal is rolling down in the, going to Bhava Samadhi. Latu is rolling down in the floor. Huh? But other times Ramakrishna speaking, we don't see that someone is doing like that. It is a different state of mind, and intensity also varies because you are in the realm of duality. Anyhow, we are digressed too far. So let us see the single-mindedness with which a man directs towards the Vishnu. I am reading the other book, it may not match with it because it has a bit better translation, I find. The single-mindedness with which a man directs towards the Vishnu his all senses. Here you will find when the powers of the organs of knowledge as also those of actions manifest as a unified mental mode directed towards the Supreme Being. And he has only put the language here and there, opposite way. But uh, man directs towards Vishnu his senses that have been, the senses, our senses and his senses is different. It is talking about one person whose mind has become single pointed and he has directed towards the Lord. One pointed mind pointed towards God that have been, and that mind already pure mind, not impure mind, that it will go distract in 100 things. How it happens? By the performance of Vedic sacrifice. The is designated devotion to the Lord when such an application of mind has grown natural in him. This type of mood becomes natural for a person, that mind has become purified, it goes directed towards only the Vishnu, and because of the purified state of performing long ritualistic performances, bhakti also.
Which one in this part, which line
Right?
in this verse?
We'll go to that. We'll go to that. Let us first finish the total meaning. With no selfish motive in view. This devotion, which goes by the name of Bhagavad Bhakti, is superior even to moksha. It quickly burns the subtle body called the linga or sarira, just as the digestive fire in the stomach consumes the food that is eaten. Okay. 31 and 32 parts original.
How can it burn your linga sharira if you're alive?
If you are devoted in bhakti, then your linga sarira also becomes purified. Your body will be there, it will not burn, but you
But it
will.
says it burns up the
Souls.
No, souls linga sharira.
Ah, the soul
Actually, it
remains.
says sheets of ignorance, but it in bracket it puts linga sharira. Linga sharira is not the sheath of ignorance. Linga sharira is the
It's a
subtle
causal
body.
body.
Linga sharira is not the causal body. There is karana sharira.
And here it is said
Linga sharira.
in the Linga Surya, Devanang Gunalinganang Anusraviko Karmanam.
Pranamaya kosha.
Anusravika Karmanam means Anusravika Karma is a Vedic karma, which is you here, you perform this work and your mind will be pure. So Guno Devanang Gunalinganang, Linganang means here they are mentioning the Linga Surya. Sattam eva, it has become so much satta. Eko manasa, it becomes one-pointed. Vritti, and it has become swabhaviki, it becomes spontaneous. Animitta bhagavati bhakti. Then they get that bhakti which is causeless. Mane, they get a bhakti which they need not have to practice animitta. Even with any effort, their mind moves into the God. And
অনিমিত্ত is অহৈতুকী।
অহেতুকি নিমিত্ত নেই যার কোনো কারণ নেই, কারণ ছাড়া অকারণ, মানে every bhakti to be practiced because I practice, that's why my bhakti is growing. But you would grow in such a state when your practice is not necessary, bhakti becomes spontaneous. You have become a bhakta. Ahetuki
By
bhakti.
that you mean, Swamiji, that loving God. Bhakti becomes spontaneous.
And then
Spontaneously
spontaneous,
loving God.
Spontaneous love for God
Spontaneous.
comes in the manifest in the life of that person.
Thakur said that Jiva cannot get অহৈতুকী bhakti.
But he is not saying jiva or anything. It happens. What happens, it is saying. Step by step, what happens, it is saying. You are a jiva or you are a shiva, that's a different thing. First, you have this. These are the stages. The bhakti grows this way. Animitta bhagavata. If your mind becomes extremely pure, then your bhakti will. But ordinary jiva's mind does not become so pure, so it cannot. But if it is pure, it will happen. Bhagavati Bhakti, Siddher Goriyoshi. And they are Siddhi. Among the Siddhas, success in devotion, they are the Goriyoshi, they are the greatest. Jarayati Ashu. It destroys. Jarayati means burns, the Jarayati. Ashu means quickly. Yaha Kosham. Nigirnam analojata. That is what is in the stomach. As the food is taken, it burns. Burns means digest the food. Otherwise, the solid thing, what we eat, how it is assimilated into our body as blood, things, and other things go out of the body. So there is a functionality, and they are thinking it is, we call always Jathoragni. There is a agun, there is a fire in the Jathara, in the stomach, that digests the whole system. Similarly, the Linga Sarira, which is there, then the Sukshma Sarira, then it will be better to say it also destroys that Sukshma Sarira. Sukshma Sarira destroys means what happened? Then your mind, intellect, ego, what is 17 is the Sukshma Sarira. The 17 Linga, the parts of the, all become pure. As a result, what happens? Through that mind you see only God. Through that eyes you can see God. Through those subtle reality. That's why bhaktas live in another realm. He's living in the body, but he lives in another consciousness, like a dream consciousness. It is dream consciousness means in the dream of reality of God. Ramakrishna saying, Mother, shall I eat? Shall I eat? What she is talking. Apparently it seems that it's the physically he is talking, but he is not in the physical. And he is eating, he is feeding. And it appears to us it is meaningless and it is a crazy performance. But when mind becomes so purified, all these 17 layers of the subtle body becomes purified by this type of karma as also bhakti practice.
And Linga Sharira or Sukshma Sharira means subtle body.
Subtle body.
Okay.
It quickly burns up the soul's seeds of ignorance. Okay, let me see the note what it says. The text uses certain words in a technical sense. What is that? Devanam, for example, has the meaning. What is the meaning of Indriyo Udhishtati Devotanam? Directly, and then has the sense of Indriyanam. Acha, the organs of the senses are presided by their tutelary deities. Indriyo Udhishtati Devata. What it says, Indriyo means Indriyo Udhishtati Devata. The senses are nothing. In Hindu philosophy it says, that's why the eye is eyes, but its Devata is sitting somewhere. Okshi Devata. Chokshu Devata. That story of the Brahmin killing that cow, the organ of hand, his Devata is Indra. So a Hindu idea is that there is one presiding deity for each of our organs. It is more like that. Siddhi. What does it Siddhi means? Siddhi means usually has the sense of Siddhi, 8 extraordinary powers that are attended by the practice of yoga. These powers do not lead to moksha, whereas devotion to Lord does. There is no difficulty to understand the meaning of the sloka thus interpreted. But the commentary gives the meaning of moksha to the siddhai. How can bhakti, which means siddhi, be superior to it? Surely that means is not superior to the end, but the difficulty is solved by the commentator. That means siddhi, when it's siddhi, some people may mean siddhi means the 8 occult powers. Don't take that. Siddhi means your success. Siddhi means your parabhakti, attaining of parabhakti. And then he says, moksha is sukha sarupa, bliss, whereas the man of devotion enjoys that bliss. He says, moksha, the word moksha is liberation. But moksha is sukha sarupa. Liberation is of the nature of happiness or bliss. Whereas the man of devotion, who is a real devotee, his every moment is joy. So he enjoys that bliss. Moksha is liberation. Here, liberation, bhakta, is established in that bliss only. The eater and the enjoyer of sweet food is superior to the food eaten. Hence, bhakti is superior to moksha. That's also. Moksha means, that's why I say the Vedanta people and others want to get moksha.
Freedom.
But they are lower category. According to them. Because
the one who experiences moksha is also in bliss.
But they say no, that is, they are, moksha is, bhakti is higher than moksha. Bhakti, parabhakti, is higher than moksha. Moksha is, there is a fear, but bhakti is all joy. So why I shall go for liberation? What liberation? I am established in this joy, I am enjoying the joy. Here enjoying the joy. Separation is there, not true. So that joy, that's why it is said.
But the moksha
that
also
joy,
means same.
No, moksha means you become. You become that. Vedantic. Vedantic moksha.
Atyantika dukkha nivritti paramananda prapti.
Paramananda prapti means it is a language, but you become. If you Vedantic perspective, you go moksha. What is moksha?
Like if you get Jivan Mukta.
Jivan mukta, then you come down, but forget that. When you are in samadhi, which is moksha, real moksha, this is not moksha. Because still you are in the body. The Jivan mukta will be permanently mukta. When? When the body drops off.
But the Jnani really cares for Jivan Mukti.
Jnani
He
does
doesn't
not
care about the.
No. He does not want. He wants mukti means liberation from everything. Why? Kim kimichan kasya kamayo Will be any desire for staying in the Jivan Mukti state? Why?
No, I'm not saying there is a desire in Jivan Mukti, but I'm
Jivan
saying
Mukti is also separating yourself from the divine. You
Correct.
tested once and still you keep a separation and enjoy. But that is not expected. You want to be one absolute. Aham Brahmasmi Samadhi. Swamiji wanted. I want to be in Samadhi all the time. And if occasionally I can come down a little bit, eat something, and go to Samadhi immediately. So this is the one state. But Ramakrishna said, is that the higher state? There is higher more. So here, Vedantic moksha. Moksha is, I don't want to get involved into rubbish. It is all Maya, it is nothing there. I know I am that and I will be there.
And that is also Shankhu Samadhi, like the Jara Samadhi, that you are in the Purusha state only.
So when it is said, then he comes down one step. Then Thakur said, no, you will have to do mother's work and this and that. It is much higher. With eyes open, you will see the same thing. That is the Jivan Mukta state. In a state of Jivan Mukti, you see the same thing, but leave. But there is also in duality, there is occasional. How much, Thakur said, how much intelligent you become. But if you live in the shooted house with shoots, black shoots, you will get little touch of shoot here and there. That's why Swami Vivekananda also fiery later, writing, getting frustrated with his brother monks. I don't care for you, you people don't do anything. I am tired of you. I will fight alone. So you see, these are expressions, purer expression, but still it is the expression of duality. Anyhow, the main thing, Bhakta will say that moksha is not the goal. Bhakta will say bhakti is the goal. They don't care for moksha. They want bhakti. Because to enjoy the bliss. Mother, I don't want to sugar. I want to taste the sugar. It's one mood, he said. So you take from the whole what you want, you choose your selection. So here, bhaktas are taking that part.
Bhakti guys say there are 5 Purusharthas. I think Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, Cha. So that end of the end that Cha, they translate into Bhakti. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, Cha. The Cha is not and, the Cha is Bhakti as per that.
No, it is written in here in the introduction in this book.
Is it?
Yeah.
What?
That Bhakti is the 5th Purushartha.
Yeah.
Pancham.
And that is the translation of the Cha. The Cha they translate as love or Bhakti.
No, when Swamiji is telling that I want to be in Samadhi and Thakur is telling that there is a higher state. So Swamiji is meaning that Tanu Manusha state and Thakur is telling the 4th one Jivan Mukta state. Shubhecha Vicharana. Swamiji is meaning Tanu Manusha.
God knows. Think about that. Yeah.
One more,
No, let me finish that. Kosam, we are getting stuck. Savhaviki means the mental application should not be felt as painful task, but by the habit should grow to become his second nature. This type of application of one-pointedness. Kosham means a term for the 5 vestures, sheets, which successively makes the body. Their name is Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanapaya, Anandamaya. The gross body is disposed by the cremation by the subtle body called the Sukshma Sarira or Linga Sarira is the vehicle of the Atman and this Atma from one body to another. These two should be destroyed to free the Jiva from repeated incarnation. The fire of devotion annihilates this subtle body and the devotee is freed from its encumberedness. Now you understand? Rina, here is your point. Point is that it is Linga Sarira, means what he said, this is a good part. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, 5 koshas, the circle, concentric circles. Here, Annamaya is this. This gross body is disposed by cremation. It can go by the fire. But the subtle body, how to destroy that subtle body? That subtle body is the vehicle and it is the rebirth. It goes to another body. So long subtle body is there. And when the subtle body moves to the another, and how that can be purified? By bhakti upasana, your subtle body can be purified. And when it is purified, it will not come, it will go and stuck. Where it will stuck? Stuck to the last, Anandamaya Kosha. And this whole thing they are talking about, enjoying Ananda, is the Anandamaya Kosha. When you go consciously go there and you stand there, Anandamaya, you are only enjoying with a little separation. And huge Ananda. That's why Ananda Maya. Maya means Prachur Jarthe Maya. Prachur, infinite.
So are they
Endless.
saying they will only be in causal body? Because Ananda is causal body.
Anandamaya is causal body.
So
Yeah.
are they saying they will
Yeah,
no
they
subtle body, they will only remain in causal body?
mostly they want to be absorbed, and when they come back, they sing and dance and kirtan Sravan. That's Thakur used to do. That you remain in that absorbed state. When you come, what will you do? Thakur is doing that, talking about God only if you want to talk. Singing, dancing, reading, studying, talking. But it is nothing but that, about that. The Thakur said, no, I do not know anything but God. Okay, now next verse, 22. Naikatmatang me sprihayanti kechit matpadosevabhi ratamadiha ye anno anyato bhagavata prasajya swabhajayante mama purushanim mama purusharim naki shani mama purushani mama purushani naikatmana nesprihasiti. There, this is the one way of done. Some kechit means some, kechit some, there are who do not desire to lose their individuality by entire absorption in me. See, it is Vedanta coming now. In the Bhagavad, no ekatmatang me sprihayanti.
No, he's saying bhakti is greater than mukti. He says some
But
who do not desire to become one with
that's what I'm saying. There are some people, there are, who do not sprihayati. Spriha means desire, expect. They don't spriha, they don't desire what? Oikatmatam, oneness. I will be one, aham brahmasmi. They don't like it. Not sprihayati kichit. But what they say? Entire absorption in it. But mat pada seva upirata madiha. They prefer to matpado seva. They want to be delighted when they serve me, my feet. That means serve me. Mad pado seva abhirata. And madiha. And they desire me only. So, who find delight in the service of my feet, they are fond of active service to gratify me. They always day and night think, how can I please my beloved Lord? So they don't want to be one. See, Thakur what said? Exactly the same word, no? Bhakta don't want to merge with him. Bhakta wants to enjoy, keep a separation and experience. And they bina mat sevanang bina. They don't want anything. They want to serve the Lord, they want to please the Lord, whatever they need. That's why here comes the philosophy of Narayana Seva in the uh, ISKCON temple and other temples. They center around God 24 hours, nothing else. If they want to live, they want to live with that bhakti. They don't want to see the world at all. They want to only their Ishta and live with that Ishta, only to serve. They don't want any other thing. Beautiful idea. Explains their philosophy. We may not like it. You may not like it. You can go think of other way. But those who do, we have to understand that is the beauty of Ramakrishna. He teaches us to understand others' position. Why the Vaishnavas are centered around the worship and only offering flower and putting garlands and putting fragrance and spending tons of money for everything comes good food, good air, etc. Why? Because they don't want any other thing. They want to serve me, mat padu seva, service to my feet. That's why in the bhakti school always charana, 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 pada, pada, pada. Huh? So his feet, in Hindu scriptures, feet has become so big. Western people don't understand. Why the feet, Re Baba? Why they're talking
Yeah,
about
somebody asked in Manipur class that there is why it is so important. Remember why it is so important to touch the feet only.
Yeah.
She
The
asked.
feet has become one of the big that's why we also touch the feet. That means humility, no? It's I am bowed down you. So that's one thing. That means the only thing you want, I want to bow down to the Lord, and I whole life's goal is to only serve God. I don't want anything else. Must finish one pointed idea.
But is there a theory on what part of the feet?
Yes, that may be. Some people
They
okay.
want to touch the
And also,
thumbnail.
So no,
the
no,
feet,
but
the Vishnu said a big thing in that Bali said that he would give 3 foot
now that's it.
Oh, that's
Three
it.
steps. Three
steps.
steps.
Yeah,
Those are
so
steps.
one in here, one in there. So
Correct.
whole
And the
world.
third one he had to place on his head because there was nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do. Main thing is that this pada means that is humility, yeah? Humbleness. When you touch the feet means you cannot go down below the feet. That means you are saying that I am below your feet. That means I am.
Some people touch the bottom of they touch the sole. They don't even touch on the top.
I do not know.
They try to touch the
Oh.
bottom. Like I went to this Akhandananda Saraswati Ashram,
Acha.
Ananda Vrindavan.
Oh,
So there I saw that people were touching below the
acha.
sole.
Oh, see, that means bhakti. I am the below your feet. Oh Lord, I am below your feet. Not even in the level of the
last
feet.
point, Kanyakumarika, where
Yeah, because they want the dust of your feet, and the
Yeah.
dust is at the
Ah,
bottom.
yeah. That means dust of the feet means not your
More
feet.
than you.
And I want to be below that. Below that. Man, say humility to the extreme. And I want to serve you. These are the two things. That's why they call seva aparad. You need to know how to serve God. If you do something wrong to disturb, you want to please somebody. Eh? Suppose you suppose you are a vegan, or say our Panchotapa is totally vegetarian, never touch onion, boom.
No, onion I take.
Eh?
I take onion.
Acha. But by chance you get it that any vegetarian, any touch of egg, oh my God, egg. Eh? So has become egg paranoid. Suppose this type of extreme type of this person. Now you prepare a nice food and take all made of egg, but very tasteful food and give it to him. Then he will very I have no other thing to eat. You are bringing my food and you are making it eat egg to feed me. Are you doing my service or you are making me eat or I will starve? What is your business? Will she be happy? So similarly, Sheva Aparada, they say, you need to know when you are serving God what He's liking, what you are gone. You are only dust of the dust. Ramakrishna said, I am the dust of the dust. So understand the philosophy of the bhaktas. Then you can appreciate them, why they do. Not that everyone is ideal. Ideal bhakta is rare, ideal jnani is rare, ideal meditator is rare, ideal karma yogi is rare. But the thinking how it can be done is the major important thing. It is so seva aparad. That's why in Vaishnava literature, Vaishnava bhaktas you go, please don't take my seva aparad. Vaishnava, if you go to a guest of a Vaishnava family, their senior lady or whoever house, the master of the house will come. Please, I could not serve you. Please don't take my seva aparad. It is like I have done committed some blunder in serving you. I did not give you the proper thing you will like. But I may have given something not up to your choice. Instead of being pleased, you may be displeased with me. because it's all pleasing. This all bhakti school is to please my beloved Lord. I have no entity. I don't know anything. I don't want anything. That's why there comes the story of the Sri Chaitanya after whole day came and slept, and his disciple Haridas, he put his leg over the head of the Sri Chaitanya and entered there. Why? Shiva, I am doing my service to my Guru, and if I don't do, he will have aches and pains in the middle of the night. So what will happen to me? I don't care what happens to me. I am serving. The idea of serving the Ishta and the Guru is so important in the Bhakti school. You can appreciate that if you can understand really genuine person, how they think about, and for them the world is not there. For me only Ishta and Guru. Finish. There is no other person. So this is the philosophy there. So they say no no ekatmatang me sprihayanti. They don't want to ekatmata, oneness with me. Me means Krishna. Sprihayanti, they don't desire, they don't expect, they don't have any yearning for that. Mat padu seva ubhirata madiha. They want to serve my feet and mad iha. What is my desire? What I want? Ye anna ye anna annato bhagavata prasajja. They are fond of activity. They gather together and chant my glory. Ye annata bhagavata prasajja. They, the Gita is there. Annannam tat prabodhayam. Bhakta, two bhaktas when they meet, they will talk about my glories. So he says that they will talk about the chant my glories in spiritual unison. They gather together. Sabha Jayante Momo Purushani. Momo Purushani means my glory, my power, my greatness. When they meet together, they talk about my glories. So, Bhakta, this is the Bhakta attitude. Okay? So you got it. Now we should understand when you read this reading should be from there, AJ. Pada Seva, shampooing the foot. Shampooing the foot. They have translated it. This verse illustrates the statement made that bhakti is considered superior to siddhi even. That means they don't want any other thing, but they want to glory and listen to my glory. There are some rare aspirants who do not desire to become one with my being or attain to non-dual consciousness because they are eager to personal service up to me. Such devotees assembled together and rend homage to me by singing about my glories.
But this is only possible for, I mean, for normal jivas, as you said, you cannot get fully pure.
But it's a process.
Yeah, but
You
cannot get to that level of purity that if you have even a little bit of separation, a little bit of ego, if you don't have full purity, then you will still have miseries. Because you will have always a sense of competition or whatever.
But you have to start at one point. In Vedanta also, at the beginning it is only intellectual and only talk. But we have to
Vedanta
start
with the goal of, if they're saying merging with the non-dual, then there is no question of whether the mind is fully pure or not. The mind is gone.
No, without purity of the mind it will not, you may say, but mind will come back to the sense objects. And that's why it is called Odhikari. Adhikari, the competency of a student. Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Sataka, Sampatti, Mokshatva, these are the Adhikari. So unless you are Adhikari, you are not a student of Vedanta. So similarly, these are the every sadhana the same.
But the level of purity is.
No, Thakur said no that you get the jnana, and then like the vulture, they go high up, but the eyes keep fixed
Oh,
down.
yesterday we are reading that the eye vultures can go up. No, you cannot enjoy the bliss of Vedanta is a joyful thing. But to get that joy, you need to have these four foundation: Viveka, analysis, Vairagya, detach what is unreal, and acquire this Shataka Sampatti, Sama, Dhamma, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhan. See all these qualities. Cultivate all these qualities. Then Vedanta Tattva will be manifested to the person, and then Vedanta is meaningful. Otherwise, Vedanta is an intellectual or in even lower level, talking big things, behaving the other way. Because these four one qualification is very much there. You cannot get admitted into the university to get a master's degree unless you have these qualities. You have to get. Otherwise, anyone can study master's degree book, no matter. But you will make a jumbling of all the concepts. That's why their concept is incomplete. Purity of the heart is very much necessary for any path of spiritual journey.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll see you again
Swami.
next week again.
Next week. Huh?
Next Tuesday.
Next week.
No, this is interesting to know